So you guys probably already know about that girl in Miami, right? You know, the one who attacked the Uber driver? Well, whether you guys know it or not, I'm gonna talk about it next. What up, y'all? My name is REALiFE, but for short, you can call me Real. I'm here today with my 4th episode, and today's topic is anger and how anger can be our enemy. So without further wasting time, let's get this show started. Shall we begin? So let's start this whole thing back where this video footage began. This all started with the girl becoming very upset over the fact that the Uber driver stated that he will be calling the cops, further encouraging the Uber driver to go ahead and make the call. And that's when you have the girl deciding to knee the Uber driver, and then of course following the driver himself pushes the girl down to the floor. That's when this guy quickly starts racing towards his car, and that's when the girl quickly gets up herself, gets into the vehicle after the Uber driver's already in there, and begins to harass and yell at the Uber driver. And this all began after the driver quickly got out of the vehicle. Get in the Now, even though the guy's standing like literally right there, I don't think he heard you, so why don't you just say it a bit louder? Now, for many complicated reasons, I can't bring up the actual video footage, but I thought I could do some reenactments instead. Now, even though the attitude from this girl is absolutely ridiculous and pretty hilarious at the same time, me poking fun at this girl isn't quite the point of this video. The real point here is to basically discuss how our anger can truly be our enemy. Now, for some or most of you who already watched the video, you can tell that her anger isn't quite helping her out. In fact, it kind of looks as if she's just kind of making herself look foolish without even realizing it. Was it really the alcohol for the cause of this attitude? Or was that all just said to cover up her true personality? And the fact she was doing a residency for 4 years now. Like, damn homie, you would expect some class and maturity. And I'm not trying to come out and take cheap shots at her for being a doctor, or any other doctor in general. And you know what? Just because she's a doctor, it don't mean she can't go out, drink, and have fun and completely lose it at times. We're all human, we all make mistakes and things happen. But then again, you would have higher expectations from someone who's trying to study med, now wouldn't you? Because it does take a great deal of maturity and of course interest to pursue something like becoming a doctor. But see, that's the funny thing, because it's nothing more but a perception created amongst our own society. It's a confusing situation, am I right? Well, one thing that we can all truly agree upon is her getting upset at this poor fellow isn't gonna quite solve her Uber problem. So her anger does nothing more but cloud our memory and make us become emotionally unstable. It's then where we can either say or do some weird, random, crazy things without even logically thinking about it. And you know what? It's normal. We all get mad and upset in the worst ways at random times, all because of the stress and tension that we had to deal with in our lives. So I guess for us to talk about her not becoming angry won't really help us, or even her of course, but rather discussing what options we have, what we need to learn, do, or try. So what can we possibly do to control this anger, or maybe even try to reduce it at least? Well, to be completely honest, there's no one answer to this. The real truth is many of us have different ways of coping with anger. Of course, some of which are good and unfortunately some of which are bad. Some of us do prayer while others choose to meditate. Some of us choose to work out and exercise while the rest of us, we choose to do drugs. And just knowing how to cope with anger isn't the only problem. We also have to figure out what kind of anger we're dealing with, what caused it, and of course how constant it is. So at the end of the day, we really don't know if this girl let her status become a valid reason to be mean to this person, or she was actually going through some hard times and her attitude and actions that particular night didn't exactly resemble the way she treats people on an everyday basis. And I guess we'll never know because we simply just don't know that person. Not to say that even if she was having a bad day or bad times, it would be good enough of an excuse to let her anger out on this poor guy. And also, I'm not trying to take a particular side here, but I would say that we all snap like this girl at least once in our lives. See, the only difference is no one actually picked up a camera and recorded it. And if you haven't already once snapped in your life, wow, good for you. All you need is a bunch of different responsibilities, a bunch of bills to pay, have a dysfunctional fake ass marriage, add 3 kids in the mix, and you should be snapping in no time. It's called humor, people. So in conclusion, we should do our own research to try to figure out how we could deal with our anger, as one form or method wouldn't quite work well for everyone. And if it's a real serious concern, don't hold back from speaking to someone that you love or that's close to you. And hey, why not give a big thumbs up for the guy for keeping his cool and handling this whole situation in a non-aggressive way. Don't forget to subscribe below. And what do you all think about the suspension of the girl? Was it good or bad? Why not leave a comment below and let's have an open discussion about it. With that being said, my name is Real Life. See you all in my next episode. Peace!